Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is really bad, people call me for lectures to universities. And then I watch a reel like this and I'm like, basically they all want me to bust a move, just like do some zalma and odi odi, which I won't be doing today, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, I will. So yes, like I said, I get asked to come and give speeches or lectures, and most of the time I have someone sitting in front of me and saying, we'd love it if you come, and they're talking to me. After a bit I blank out and I go into my own zone thinking, I don't think they realize that I've exhausted my own journey. I don't know what to say anymore. So for a very long time, and even though I knew about this for a very long time, I thought, what do I talk about? I have spoken about everything about my life, everything that is that I could give away which was real, everything that was superficial, everything that's left is very close to me, so I can't really tell all of you guys, maybe one day for a book. So what I thought about was, and I thought about it this morning, that maybe I should talk about the lessons that I've learned through this journey, through my life. So here goes. Excuse me if these lessons don't work for you. Trust me, they don't work for me. I keep making the same mistakes again and again. But sometimes, when I look back, some things come in handy. The first and foremost, I'm not sure if it's a lesson, but something that I have learned to understand is probably the most important thing in my life, and I'm sure it is in all of your lives, is faith. From as long as I can remember, I had faith. I think I had faith because my parents had faith. And when I was sitting down and thinking, what is faith? जैसे हम कहते हैं यकीन, क्या चीज़ है? So I thought about it, okay, what is faith? And really, you only know how beautiful and important faith is when you've lost it. I stand here today, by the way, on a level of faith which is about on 3. I used to have faith for about 100. And that was when I had the toughest times of my life. But I tell you what I think faith is. Faith is that when you are in your darkest and worst and toughest, you try to find a ray of light, or you believe that light will come to you. Either or, you have faith then. Faith is the belief that it's going to be okay, no matter what. I'll tell you, I keep going back and talking about my college years because, again, I will keep talking about the times that I feel that I faced anything which was tough or some sort of adversity. Because जब आप लोग हमें देख रहे होते हैं, तो मुझे ये अंदाज़ा है, क्योंकि मैंने भी बहुत सारे ऐसे लोगों को देखा है कि दूर से हर चीज़ बहुत परफेक्ट लगती है, बहुत अच्छी लगती है. And that is not the case. We're all struggling. हम सबकी अपनी अपनी कहानियाँ हैं. ऊपर नीचे, अम्मा कुछ कह रही हैं, अब्बा कुछ कह रहे हैं, किसी को शादी के लिए बोल रहे हैं कि करो, नहीं करनी, पढ़ना है, या फिर किसी से करनी है और नहीं हो पा रही. There are so many things that we struggle with, right, on a daily basis. So I'll tell you, when I was in college, I think that is the time that I had most faith. 1, because I had nothing to lose. 2, because it was just there. I believed. And I used to work 2 jobs. My college friend is here, so I'm not lying. I used to work 2 jobs. I used to also go to college, pay for bills and all of that. And I remember walking down her house, which is where I used to live for a small period of time when I got kicked out of my own apartment. But that's another story for another time. It was because of my brother, not because of me. I used to, walk down those stairs while walking to the bus stand, standing and waiting for the bus, and then taking that bus to wherever I would be standing. All I would be thinking, all I would be feeling is that it's okay, this is happening today, one day there's going to be payback. And I'm pretty sure that that's how life works. Anything that you do, any kindness, any act of kindness, anytime you've worked hard, anytime you've put in the hours, anything, it could be any little thing, nothing gets wasted. It's almost like if you imagine there are little boxes all around us, and everything keeps getting stored in there. And when you need it the most, God just taps a box and you get blessed. And that is the beauty of faith. Faith is also very intrinsically connected to the gut. Now see, I'm going to shift my face over here because these doctors will be looking at me and saying, she's talking about gut. I'm not talking about that gut, But yes, they both go hand in hand. The more you believe in yourself, the stronger your faith is, the stronger you can recognize your gut. In my case, have you guys seen Bowl?
Yes.
Humsafar?
Yes.
Both times, I remember for Bowl, everybody told me not to do it. You have a small little role, you should play the main lead, what are you doing? My gut literally came out of my body and said, you need to do this. I said, okay, I'll do it. Again, I had nothing to lose. All I knew was that this is what I want to do. And it worked out for me. In Humsafar, I had actually said no to a very famous serial which I can't name right now, but I had said no to it. And so the producer of that show had told me, okay, you're leaving, but one day I will ask you for something and you will have to say yes to it. I said, okay, fine. So 6 months later, she asked me to do Humsafar. There was no one on board, no actors, no director, no Sarmad, no Fawad, no Atika, nobody. Just a story which I had not read, and just, will you do this for me? And because I had the faith that, okay, I have to keep my word, I did it. And Humsafar is Humsafar. So yes, my first lesson, and I hope that I can regain that faith that I had when I was in college, is that it is very, very, very important to have faith, to believe in yourself, against all odds. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is the recipe to success, the formula, as we call it. There is no formula. There are science formulas, yes, but in life, there is no real formula. There is no recipe to success. You know why? Because the greatest artist of all, which is God, has made us all so unique. Each one of us, all of you, all of them, are so unique. Even though we all feel the same pain, pleasure, happiness, sadness, all the same emotions, fear, anger, yet we are all made unique. Thus, our paths are unique. Our journeys are unique. And it's lovely. I can sit with all of you and talk about your journey, and it'll be as splendid or even better than mine. Everybody has a story. So we're all made unique. So to constantly look around or think that should I do this? Is this the right way to do it? I don't think there is a right or a wrong way to do it. In my experience, I was 24 when I started acting, which is late for an actress supposedly. I already had a child. I was on the verge of a divorce. And this industry was meant to lap me up and probably throw me out. Because unfortunately, sometimes that is what happens. They're not accepting of it. But you know what? They were. People say, oh, how did you do it? I didn't do it. I just did what I had to do. I loved what I wanted to do. I made those choices and it happened. What I'm trying to basically say is that the greatest shows, the greatest of people, the most iconic films, if you ever ask them, what was the formula? What was it that happened that made it so amazing? They'll be like, we don't know. We just did our job. We just did it. So the answer really is that the formula is, there is no formula. You must, at some point, if you have to, go against the tide. But never, ever go against your own grain. Never. Okay. Should we make it lighter? Yeah? Talk about Shah Rukh Khan? No. So of course, formula and success brings me to the one thing that will happen to all of us, which is we will all fail. Failure is an interesting topic. Again, I'm pretty sure when you all look at me, or when you all look at an Instagram picture, or this video that played, or see someone in a film, you guys think, where did they fail? You know, what's their story like? It looks perfect. But the truth is, we've all gone through failure. I know I have. Personally, I can tell you I have failed many, many, many times. But since I'm not going to talk about that, I can tell you professionally, I have failed many times. I'll tell you a story. So, when you become an actor, what you really crave for is the introducing credit. Do you know what an introducing credit is? No? जब आपकी पहली फिल्म होती है, पता है ना? जी. तो जब पहली फिल्म होती है, मैं आपसे ही बात करूँगी. जब पहली फिल्म आपकी आती है, तो जब क्रेडिट्स आते हैं, तो आता है introducing souls. ठीक है ना? So that's a very big thing for any actor. क्योंकि आप काम तो कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद आप बैठ जाते हैं कि अच्छा, अब ये मेरे साथ होगा. So, Bowl was made, I followed my gut, I did it, small part, you know, 2 lovely songs. It was an amazing experience working with Shoaib Saab. And here we are at the premiere of Bowl in Lahore. My entire cast and crew is sitting there, almost this many people or a little bit more. And we were a bunch of like 20, 30 people sitting somewhere in the middle. And the film opened up and opening credits started. Okay, so now imagine this. The first name came up, Manzar Sabai. So we all screamed, Manzar Sabai. Atif Aslam, we all screamed, Atif Aslam. Iman Ali, we all screamed Iman Ali. Umayma Malik, screamed Umayma Malik. And it said, and my entire cast and crew went, Mahira Khan. And it was another name. And the film started. And my heart first broke, then I could feel the pieces sink. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't understand why that had happened. This is the only time that I would have a first film. There are no repeats of the first film. You can have super hits again and again and again. You can have amazing experiences again and again and again, but you can't have the first film again. So that introducing credit, till date, mujhe nahi pata ki kyun nahi mila mujhe. I was angry, I was upset, I knew it would never happen again. And I questioned my director, obviously. He told me that one day you will find out. So for years after that, it always stayed with me. Till the raised teaser came out. Now this was a lifelong dream of mine. I only really wanted to do 2 things. And one of them was to be in a film with Shah Rukh Khan when I was like 8 years old. And that's all I wanted. So here was my dream. And there was this film, and I saw the teaser, and it said, introducing Mahira Khan. And I was like, but yes, so failure does come your way. I have experienced failure with, like I said, personally, where I've had a failed relationship, and I've had to carry on, or sometimes professionally, when things haven't worked out. And all eyes are on you, especially when you are successful. You have to act a certain way, be a certain way. It doesn't matter what the reviews are, it doesn't matter who's getting banned, you still have to put a smile on your face. But failure is so beautiful because it teaches you so much. It teaches you what you really are, how strong you are. It teaches you about the people around you. It teaches you about what you really want in life. So actually what failure is knowledge. And knowledge is success. So it's a win-win. If you're failing in life, remember that it is imparting knowledge to you. And thus, you are succeeding. So do not be scared of failure. I wish I could show you my workstation in college. There used to be this little board which used to say, what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? And if I ask myself that question today, everything. I would do anything I want if I knew I could not fail. So, do it. Okay, now we'll come to something more interesting, which is dreams. I am a living example of dreaming the most unimaginable, impossible dream and having it come true. I remember watching a film for the first time. I can't remember which one, but I think it had Mahira in it. And I was like, "Yeah, mujhe karna hai." I want to do this, you know. I don't know why I thought that, but I did. Even though my nani used to say, तुम इतनी अच्छा पढ़ती हो, डॉक्टर बनोगी, डॉक्टर. And I used to be like, बिल्कुल, जी. In my head I'd be dancing. You know? I was like, you don't even know, the wind is blowing, the background music is playing, and I'm in a sari. Anyway, but because I was a good student, I was a science student, by the way. I was going to say you guys can test me after I'm done on Q&A with some chemistry formulas, but please don't. So I am that child who dreamt of this one thing. I wanted to be an actor. The other thing that I dreamt of was to be in a film with Shah Rukh Khan. Now this was pretty unimaginable. I didn't live in the same country. You know, the age, the time, everything, the probability was close to nil. But I believed. I believed. And it was a dormant, sleeping belief. I didn't do much for it, you know. I didn't go into another industry. I didn't call anybody. I just did what I had to. But I had it on my mind all the time. I was dreaming all the time. Even now, by the way, my son, I have a child, Aslan. Sometimes he'll just come to me and be like, Mama, what are you doing? I say, nothing, I'm so sorry. He's like, you're daydreaming, aren't you? I'm like, yeah. So, and that's the beauty of dreaming. It's very important for me to tell all of you guys that it is the single most important thing that you can do. मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि इंसान वो गरीब नहीं होता जिसके पास पैसे नहीं होते. इंसान वो गरीब होता है जो ख्वाब देखना छोड़ देता है. So it is very important. ना उसके पैसे लगते हैं, ना टैक्स लगते हैं, ना किसी को बताना पड़ता है. अपने आप ख्वाब देखते हैं. What is also important is, and I need to tell all of you guys this, is that you will have children, you have cousins, you have little kids. You must not ever stop a child from dreaming. This is something that my mother did. I remember as a child I would go to her and be like, Mama, will this happen? Will I do this in life? Will I be in this film? And she's like, yeah, it'll be so much fun. I mean, she probably regrets it now. But no, she doesn't. But she allowed me to dream. She allowed me to be the person that I am. She told me the consequences. She told me what she felt is right and wrong. But she allowed me to dream. And dreaming is really the best thing that you can do. Best thing. So please, whatever it may be, if you don't want to be a doctor, you've studied all these years, and you decide that you want to change and do something else, do it. I'm saying it at the cost of all of these people sitting there, but I think that they'd agree with me. In fact, my child's doctor is here. And one of the first things he did, which my mother, of course, Nani, his daddy, everybody got very nervous about is, you know when a baby comes, he's wrapped up in a cloth. है ना? बच्चा जब आता है तो उसको जल्दी से आप wrap up कर लेते हैं. अब ये बच्चा इनके पास गया. The doctor Tabani, by the way. इन्होंने खोल दिया सारा wrap. अब हम सब देख रहे हैं. He's like, would you like to be tied up? Generally. Like, no. Then let him be free. And that was it. That was the beginning of my child being free. So yes, free your minds and just dream. It's the best thing you can do. Absolute best. Now, the very last thing, which I know I keep saying this is the most important, but this really is the most important. You know when you look at someone who is successful, I always used to look at people like this. I would look at them and I would think that they're standing on the top of a mountain. And how must it be to be over there? To look at the world standing on top of a mountain. When I look at someone who is failed, I used to think of someone like at the foothill of that mountain. Like, how must it be? People say that it's lonely at the top of a mountain. I'm here to tell you that it's lonely, but it's never alone. Not in my case. I want you guys to imagine something. I know it might be a little tough and maybe easier for me because I'm constantly imagining. But if you guys can, imagine me. I'm standing here in front of you, alone. But if you can, imagine a truckload of people behind me. Not 1, not 2, not 3. 50 people or more. I walk into spaces, I do my films, I go and receive awards. I swear to you, I am never alone. I walk with every single person who has had faith in me. Anybody who believed in me. I walk in with my parents who taught me how to dream. I walk in with my friends who believed in me. This friend who's sitting here, every time she nearly crashed her car twice. In fact, she crashed her car twice because I was telling her, listen to me, do you think that this will happen to me? And she said, yes, 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 and boom. True story. But these are the people who are there all the time. Yes, it gets lonely sometimes, I'm not going to lie. It gets painful. There are heartbreaks. When reviews are written which are not nice, you are feeling the pain because it's your name. When things are going upside down or you're failing at a relationship, it's your pain. But all these people that you can't see have invisibly carried me here. And every time I am lost, they find me and take me out of it. And they don't tell me, but I know that they're doing that. So yeah, that is about it. The other thing that I have not added, the lesson that I learned just today, is that the doctors took me to the peds ward. And while I was there, I was tearing up and I realized that I don't think a life is worth living if you don't pay it forward. So you guys are all very, very lucky that by virtue of your job, you guys get to pay it forward. Thank you so much for having me here. I hope that I come here even 10 years, 20 years later. I hope the lessons are better. I hope that I'm a better speaker and a better person and definitely a better actor, inshallah. Thank you. Now I'm going to sit in front of you and you guys can grill me, ask me questions, whatever. I'm all yours. I heard that. Selfies nahi, abhi nahi. Question answer के बाद आ जाना. ठीक है? तुम्हें तो जरूर दूंगी सर.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi.
I'm Mahira. First of all, welcome for the talk.
Thank
and
you.
then secondly, I wanted to let you know when you were in Dubai watching the movie with your family and friends, we all were dancing on Uri Uri Ja in Pakistan.
Really?
Secondly, we are extremely proud of you. And my question is about like self-confidence.
Okay.
Sometimes when I was little, when I was young, I'm basically from Hunza, from Gilgit, Baltistan.
Oh, that's one of my favorite places. I love it.
When I was young, I was extremely confident. I would go forward, like do speeches, participate in every co-curricular activities. But with the passage of time, I feel like my confidence is going low, and that is affecting my performance in my studies as well as in my work. So would you please say something about it? Have you ever felt that? Or what would you suggest, like the youth who is going through that phase? So would you say something? Thank you.
Your name was Mahira?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mahir. You won't believe this, but I've always been a shy person. I was shy throughout school. Even now, I feel sometimes I'm always nervous when I'm about to speak or even give a shot. But because of my job, I have to speak and I have to be confident. So over time, I've become confident. Firstly, I don't think you're underconfident. The way you've spoken and the clarity with which you have asked that question is pretty amazing. But if you still feel, because there's always room for you basically want to do better. That's what it is. Okay. So then do better. Understand what is stopping you. There must be something that makes you either nervous, something that makes you insecure, because that happens, We don't realize it. Is it someone around me? Is it just this one class? Can it be a professor? Can it be the subject that I'm not enjoying? Or is it just you internally? Are you going through something? Question yourself. Look inwardly. You'll find all the answers. All the answers. Otherwise, I mean, I can't tell you, I don't believe in like self-help books where you feel that, okay, to do this you can get confidence. You just have to look inside yourself, understand what's bothering you. Once you solve that, because you're inherently a confident girl, right? There you go. You'll come back to being confident. Inshallah. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. My
Assalamu
name is Kanza Salahuddin, and it's been a pleasure to speak to you, well, not in person, but as a group. And it's wonderful to hear about how you've moved ahead of your failures and learned of them. But one thing I really took from this speech is that, mashallah, you have a whole group of the 50 people right behind you who have your back. The people who went with you forward to Dubai, your friends and family. And considering your career, considering your life, it must be pretty tough to maintain these friendships, to keep in touch with them or to still be close to them. So along those lines, I just wanted to ask how or what do you think are the most important or the most key things to retain friendships, considering you had your friend who's almost crashed her car and is still your friend. So just along those lines, I'd like to hear a few words. Thank you.
That's a very good question, actually. That's a very good question. Has left me stumped a little bit. You know, it's very tough. Any working individual would tell you that, especially when the hours are the way they are. I'm also a mother, so I'm juggling that as well. So it's very hard to then maintain friendships and relationships and sustain them. But, and that's where trust and understanding and real love comes in, you know. My friends understand that she has these schedules, you know. And it's not like they don't get angry with me. They get very angry. They are very, sometimes like if I don't make it, they'll be like, what is this? And so I have a lot of people who are, let me tell you, these 50 people are all very demanding people. Okay? And I think they keep me in check, you know. So, and they all tell me their schedules for a very long, for a while. So it's not like, I mean, I literally have to account for all these people and not working on their birthdays. I have to account for, it's true, I have to account for so many things. But I try my best to make sure that I'm there, you know. If that means I'm sleeping a little less and I'm talking to a friend on the phone, I will do that. Of course, there are times I fail as a friend, or any other relationship. But you know, I try to juggle it all around. It is very, very, very tough. But I think the key is actually the key is honesty. The key is to tell your friend or tell your mother or tell whoever that, look, I will be working this. These are my issues. This is what's happening. And so you will have to deal with it. Sometimes also, and I want to say this, sometimes I try to explain my friends or my mother, which is the best thing ever when I start explaining to my mother what an actor is and what he goes through. She literally is just like, whatever. But I try my best. I said, you don't know, Ma. You have to give me some space because you see, I'm carrying the character and myself with me. It's all in my muscle memory. So sometimes when I react, it's actually not me, it's the character. She's just like, yeah. Whatever. So yeah. But I try to tell them because it's not an easy job, you know. For the mind as well, you know. So yeah, the people who love you, they will stand by. And if you love them, you will be there for them. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello,
जी.
my name is Dr. Mahira. पहला क्वेश्चन ये है कि आपको फिल्मों में किसने इंट्रोड्यूस कराया?
ठीक है.
दूसरा
Very
क्वेश्चन
good.
ये है, एक्चुअली जब आप फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में गई और स्पेशली इंडियन फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में पहुंची, तब भी हमें पता चला कि आपका नाम है.
असल बात यह है कि आप इंडियन फिल्में देखते हैं और
असल बात पे आ रहे हैं, तो फिर मैंने मेरे बेटे को कहा कि ये जालिमा वाला गाना तो लगाओ. बिल्कुल आदमी हाइट पे चला जाता है,
हाँ।
लेकिन उनका एटीट्यूड कैसा होता है? जनरली पाकिस्तानियों को मजा नहीं आता है। मैं 4 मरतबा इंडिया घूम के भी आया हूँ तो मजा नहीं आता। तीसरा ये है,
एक मिनट, आपका नाम?
तो मेरा नाम डॉक्टर महादेव हरानी।
ओके डॉक्टर साहब, पहला क्वेश्चन था
फिल्म में किसने
अच्छा अब आप थे, अब आप थे। फिल्म में मुझे इसका क्रेडिट तो भाई जाता है शुएब मंसूर साहब को। आपके फसलों में कहा था कि मैंने नहीं, मैंने भी यही पढ़ा, मैं आतिफ से
मैंने कहा कि शायद ये जवाब वही हो।
देखिए, हो ये सकता है कि जब ये सब बैठे हुए हों तो आतिफ ने बोला हो कि उस लड़की को ले लेते हैं। अब ये बात तो मुझे नहीं पता ना। एनीवे, तो पॉइंट शुएब मंसूर ने ये प्रोड्यूस किया और अब उन्होंने 6 साल बाद एक फिल्म बनाने की सोची है और उसमें मैंने अभी काम किया। तो मैं अब शुएब मंसूर की फिल्म आप देखेंगे, जरूर देखिएगा, पाकिस्तानी फिल्म। अच्छा, अब दूसरा क्वेश्चन।
दूसरा ये था कि
हाँ, मुझे
फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में
क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा?
एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा?
अच्छा,
पीपल
बिल्कुल आई टेल यू।
डिसलाइक करते हैं
No.
पाकिस्तानियों को।
देखिए, मैं जो हूँ सच बोलूँगी। जैसे मैंने यहाँ खड़े होकर बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें कही हैं जो शायद फिर इंटरनेट पे जाके कुछ वो एक पीस ले लें उनका और कुछ चला दें, बट सच बात ये है कि उन्होंने मेरी बहुत इज्जत की, मेरी बहुत खातिर की। और मुझे लोनली मैं फील करती थी क्योंकि मैं अपने घर पे नहीं थी। मुझे अजलान बहुत याद आते थे, फिर अब्बा और अजलान भी आ गए, लेकिन आई कांट टेल यू द अमाउंट ऑफ लव। देखिए, एक चीज़ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, पॉलिटिक्स को आप छोड़ दीजिए। हम लोग इंडिया पाकिस्तान में कितनी अजीब और अच्छी और एक तरह से स्ट्रेंज बात यह है कि हम लोग एक तरह से मॉर्न करते हैं और एक तरह से सेलिब्रेट करते हैं। इट्स अ वेरी बिग थिंग। जब ये एक चीज़ सिमिलर होती है तो लोग बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा कनेक्ट करते हैं। ज़ुबान भी एक है, लैंग्वेज भी। तो आप जब वहाँ जाते हैं, सब स्ट्रेंजर्स तो हैं, लेकिन फिर बहुत करीबी रिश्तेदार भी लगते हैं। सो मैं आपको बता नहीं सकती कि मेरा एक्सपीरियंस कितना अच्छा था। और जो चीज़ें मैंने कही कि जैसे ये मुझे नहीं आता तो करना या ये नहीं, बहुत कंफर्टेबली उन्होंने मेरी बातों को कहा, समझा। सो ये आपका सेकंड आंसर। अब थर्ड क्वेश्चन।
ये फिल्मी दुनिया रियल लाइफ से कितनी मिलती जुलती है?
नहीं, आपका मतलब है कि फिल्मी दुनिया, मतलब कि मैं इनसे कितनी ज्यादा मुख्तलिफ हूँ?
रियल है या एक्चुअल है? क्योंकि रियल लाइफ से मिलती है।
देखिए, अल्लाह करता कि ये रियल होता जालिमा, लेकिन वो नहीं है रियल। अब कुछ उसके बारे में हम कर नहीं सकते, लेकिन आई थिंक आई काइंड ऑफ अंडरस्टैंड कि आप क्या मुझसे पूछना चाह रहे हैं। देखिए, हम सब, और इसीलिए ये एक बहुत यूनिक जॉब है कि हम लोग सब आके मिलके एक फिल्म या ड्रामा बनाते हैं जो बहुत रियल फीलिंग्स का होता है, राइट? आप वहाँ खड़े होते हैं और आप जब रो रहे होते हैं, एक्टिंग तो कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन आप रो रहे होते हैं, आप रो रहे होते हैं, आंसू निकल रहे होते हैं, आप चीख रहे होते हैं या आप प्यार कर रहे होते हैं। सो इट इज़ अनरियल बट इट इज़ ऑल्सो रियल। आई डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू ट्राइंग टू से, बट जहाँ तक मेरा अंदाज़ा है, ये इंडस्ट्री उतनी ही अच्छी, उतनी ही बुरी जितनी आपकी है या कोई भी इंडस्ट्री इस दुनिया की है। जैसे कहते हैं कि कोई भी हुनर अच्छा या बुरा नहीं होता, आपका कॉन्डक्ट अच्छा या बुरा होता है। तो आई डोंट नो इफ दैट मेक्स एनी सेंस। चौथा क्वेश्चन,
आपकी फिल्म भी देखूंगा फैमिली के साथ। और सिनेमा में जाके जनरली मैं सिनेमा जाता नहीं हूँ, 80 और 90 के दौर का और दूसरा ये है कि एक सेल्फी भी लेंगे।
क्या? मैं अभी आपके साथ आके ले लेती हूँ सेल्फी। अभी आ जाओ, अभी आओ। नहीं नहीं, लेकिन अब देखिए, मैंने आपकी शक्ल, मेरी बड़ी फोटोग्राफिक मेमोरी है, मैंने अब आपको पहचान लिया और मैं आपका नाम भी रख लूंगी अपने पास, और फिर मैं जब वापस आऊंगी आपसे पूछूंगी कि अगर आप गए हैं फिर बता रही हूँ। ठीक, ओके। हाय,
I'm Mahira Goswami. I am working, and I just want to say it's so surreal to see you. I remember watching Hamsafar with my mom thousands of miles away in Saudi.
oh wow,
And it's one of the things that I really, really treasured and enjoyed doing with her, and the show was amazing.
thank you.
I had one question.
Yes.
What would you tell women who are trying to make it in an industry like yours that is inherently very misogynistic, and there's a certain disparity between how women are treated and how men are treated? So how did you deal with that, and what would you tell women who'd like to do the same?
So I'm a big feminist, and any little thing I stand up for women and stuff like that. But I also have to be very fair and honest. My industry, I don't know about any other industry, but the drama industry, TV industry, women are the heroes. We play heroes. Yeah. Please look at anything that you will ever see. Hamsafar, Shahzad, Sadke Tumhare, Binro, you name it. We are the heroes. The men are somewhere at the back. Which, by the way, is not a good thing. I always tell writers, मैं हमेशा writers से कहती हूँ कि आपको औरत सिर्फ strong नहीं लिखनी, आपको मर्द भी strong लिखना है, तभी तो मजा आएगा। दोनों को आपको हीरो बनाना, तब मजा आएगा, right? You can't make one so black, one so white. You know, it just, I don't know. So yes, in my industry, that's not the case. Women, a lot of women get paid more than men. Don't ask me, I'm very bad when it comes to money. Someone says, well, we can't, I'm like, okay, fine, then give me token money. That sort of thing. But mostly women get paid more than men. Yes, films, I believe, is not the same way. Films, today, even today, till today, people believe is a hero's medium, no matter where you go. But it's changing. And it's changing because there are, a lot of women in the industry. Not enough directors, I'd say, but most of the writers are women. The actors who are very, very popular, so many of them are women. So they're constantly fighting for it. Paychecks, disparity as far as the way you're treated. All of that is being fought for. But believe you me, and I would like to invite you to one of my sets if you ever want to come, you will see that there is...
I'll take you up on it.
Okay, I want you to come. In fact, I would love for all of you to visit a set at some point, just to see how it works. It's not as unreal as it seems, nor is it as magical. I mean, it's magical for me because I love it. But it's just another set where people are working, men and women alike. And it's not as misogynistic, by the way, as you may think that it is, thankfully.
If I may ask a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Given that you do proclaim to be a feminist,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of TV dramas, and I've watched a lot
Yes.
of them with my mom.
Yes.
A lot of times, men are characterized as very
Yes.
violent, and there's
Yes.
a lot of normalization of a lot of
Yes.
emotional abuse,
Yes.
domestic abuse.
Yes.
Do you ever, as a woman and as a feminist, have a say in the writing of those shows, and do you have any input?
Yes. The writers hate me. I have gone in, like I remember Shahzad, I was not ready to go back to the guy. Till the writer said, ये मेरी कहानी है, ये मैंने लिखी है. Which is also true. You see, an actor has to surrender to the work. It's as simple as that. This is not you, this is the character, you must surrender to it. What you can do is not do that sort of work. What you can do is work where you will see a woman rise. I hope that you all see Shoaib Saab's film, Shoaib Mansoor's film. It's called Vanna. And I only did it because the dialogues he had written, I wanted to mount those dialogues. But yes, we do have a say. Not a lot of actors, of course, have that kind of say, nor do nor do they want to fight their way through it. I do. And I have to pay the price sometimes. But yes, I do think, and I agree with you, that needs to change. Our content needs to change. So the problem is not as much that do women and men get treated equally. It's the content, the stories that are being told. I haven't watched dramas in a while, but like you, is it? Yeah, it's
changing.
It's changing? Okay, so it is. So more women-centric, more women standing up supposedly. This is what's happening. Also, they realize that gets ratings. That's the biggest issue that we have, according to me. We work according to ratings. And that's something we need to change. But yes, content needs to change big time, big time, big time. And hopefully it will.
Sampo, I'm Dr. Rumesa Ibrahim. I'm an ATU graduate of class of 2016.
Oh.
I just wanted to know that your journey when you rose to prominence is extremely fascinating for me. I'm a die-hard feminist. And something which is very relevant to what I do in this profession. I wanted to ask you, like, in times of adversity, what keeps you going?
Well, like I said, faith, the people that are around me, it's not one thing, you know. There are so many things. But I'll tell you something, when you're lost, you know, in life, it's important to look back. This is something that I've realized with work, for instance. Sometimes I look back and I think, so how was I like on the first day of set? What did I do when I didn't have this? And if you keep thinking about what all you did and what all you were when you didn't have this, and repeat it, somehow you come out of it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's a weird thing that I do, you know. When I'm lost, I don't like any script because sometimes you've done such amazing and good work that a lot of times you don't get what you want, you know. A lot of times there are tough times. I keep thinking, how do I go back to where I was, the kind of faith that I had. Adversity and real adversity and tough times, you gotta go through it. You just gotta go through the motions of it. Have faith. Have faith. Because no matter which story that you will ever read, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. No matter how long the tunnel is. That nobody promised. I hate that, you know. Time heals all wounds. Can you tell me how much time? No. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. They will never tell you how long the tunnel is. But the point is that it will happen. You will heal. Light will come through. So you should know that.
My name is Amar Molim.
Nice to meet
I'd like you to take away something from here today.
Yes.
I have a daughter, she's older than you are. There's a lot of what you said resembles what she believes on that.
Really?
And I wish you were mine, not because how pretty you are, but how pretty your thoughts are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So nice to meet you.
Time for one last question.
Whoa. Yes. Yes. Come.
How are you?
Good.
My wife is calling at the same time when I'm here.
Your wife is calling at the same time. May I call? Yes. Okay, wait.
So I would like to tell you, like, as you said, just mentioned that you had a dream of working with Shah Rukh Khan a long time ago. Just like same, I had a dream of talking to you in person.
Hello.
And the story is kind of the same. Like you,
Really?
Yeah, you didn't do any effort in regards to that. And even I just tried a few times calling you, but
Where did you call me? When did you? Oh, really? So this is actually something that you.
yeah, I
Oh.
was making this, but But I just tried few times and like it's impossible. But
Wow.
then that dream went off and it faded away. And but now after like few weeks ago, I saw that Mahira is coming to AKU. I was like, okay, now that dream came back to me.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
If you were have been 1 week late, I would not have been here.
Really?
Because I have already resigned and I would be leaving today my last work.
No way! Oh, give me this. So what we're going to do is, come. You have, now this is your dream, right? Okay, so you have a choice. Either I say a dialogue to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can say a dialogue to you. Okay.
What about a dialogue you had with Shahrukh?
अच्छा देखा? Foreign. Which dialogue do you want me to say to you? Yeah, I think you should sit here. I think you should pick up your wife's call, I'm telling you. This dream should not shatter the rest of the dream. Okay, are we ready? Dun, 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 dun. Battery Sala. Yeah, no, go ahead. I switched from serious to this very quickly. So it's okay.
I like how you talked about failure. And I've been living on my own over here for the past 5 years. And it's a difficult degree to take, I would say. And there are a lot of failures that happen here. I could not exactly relate to what happened with your film and how it got banned. But it was something someone else did to you, some other people, and you had no control over it. And it was out of your hand and there was nothing you could do to avoid it. Something similar in a different context happened with me. Something happened that interrupted my life. Some other people did it and there was nothing I could do about it. There was no way to fight it back. It was very unfair.
Yeah.
And I felt pushed back compared to my peers in terms of my education, my career, my family. And I became very bitter.
Yeah.
So I want to know how to fight the bitterness.
I wish I was sitting alone with you. I wish there weren't cameras taking this answer. If I was to be very honest with you, it's made me bitter too. So, at this point, if I was to sort of make up a story and make it a positive one, which I am going to, I'd be sort of lying to myself, or you. So yes, it does make you bitter. There's no doubt about it. And you're right. Actually, what makes you bitter is when it's not you, You did it to the best of your abilities. Your intent was good. You fought for the things that you thought were right. And still. But I'll tell you what. There is something that life has taught me, and I believe it'll happen. I promise to you, not now, maybe not tomorrow, somewhere down the line, I promise to you, this bitterness will be taken away. I can't tell you how, I wish I could, but it will go away. It will. Come here, I want to hug you.
Tell us and give us a suggestion how to lead a successful life as you are. And the second question is कि आप स्पेशली ख़वातीन को बताएं कि ख़वातीन और हज़रात दोनों को कि जो टीवी एक्ट्रेसेस हैं ग्लैमरस टीवी एक्ट्रेसेस उनको एज अ रोल मॉडल हम किस तरीके से
Hey?
what your solutions
My solution?
and your suggestions.
सजेशन आपको ग्लैमरस टीवी एक्ट्रेसेस को रोल मॉडल लेना है.
एज अ मॉडल किस तरीके से ले सकते हैं? मतलब एज अ मतलब किस तरीके से लेना चाहिए और किस हद तक उनको अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए? एंड
ये मुझे नहीं, देखो मुझे तुम्हारे इस जवाब सवाल की जो जहाँ जा रहा है ना वो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा, वही नीयत पे शक हो रहा है. ओके,
किस तरीके से हम
जिस तरह आप देखना चाहें.
and the success what's your opinion about how to lead and achieve a successful life?
Like I said, there is no recipe, there is no formula. Remember I said that? There is only one formula, that there is no formula. Stick to what you have to do. अपने ऊपर एतमाद रखें, be confident. जैसे आपने आके मुझसे आज पूछ लिया सवाल कि how should we take the glamour actresses? So आप इस तरह कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ जिंदगी गुजारें, फेथ रखें, अच्छा होगा.
Okay, thank you very much.
जिंदगी में कुछ पल होते हैं जो कभी भी नहीं आते हैं, उससे अच्छे आते हैं, बट जो हम गुजारते हैं वो कभी भी नहीं आते. So I want to dedicate 2 lines for you because I love this song.
What is the song? Come here and sing.
तुम सा हंसी प्यारा कोई मासूम नहीं, तुम जान हो मेरी तो मालूम नहीं है, लाखों में मगर तुम सड़ा कौन हंसी है, तुम जान हो मेरी तो मालूम नहीं है, दो फूल खिले लगे खिला रूप सुनहरा, दो चांद बने जब ये बना चांद सा चेहरा.
Now, as a token of appreciation, I'll request Ms. Shehnaz Ismail to come to the stage to present the welcome to our guests.
And get a present.
Alright. Here we are. डॉक्टर साहब बहुत टाइम तो नहीं ले रहे हैं. Well done. It was beautiful.
Thanks.
And I'll now request Ms. Carol Ariano to present our guest with a small gift.
Hi. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
It's just a small token.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.